Hi folks, we are back at Stahleck with round 3 for you. This is another recorded game from last year's Stahleck tournament. Again, I'm here with Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
And we are watching an interesting game between Baratheon, Valyrian Steel. So you cannot see the agenda for Baratheon here, it's hidden, but it is Valyrian Steel, played by Even Sorgard from Norway, against Night's Watch Aloof and Apart, played by Chroust from the Czech Republic. And we are at the setup stage. So, Sarah, how do you see this matchup going?
Well, I actually don't know a lot about Baratheon Valyrian Steel. It's not a deck that I'm very familiar with. I think Aloof is a pretty strong deck, but it can be big to control, to kneel and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we actually attempted to record this commentary once before, and I managed to somehow not record it correctly. So should have been shot, but I'm still here, so we're doing it for a second time. And hopefully everything goes correctly this time. So Baratheon Valyrian Steel, you'll remember that in the online worlds in 2022, Bing from China made the final with this deck. It was a bit different actually. You'll see how this game goes. But I think it is an underplayed deck. Always seems to have good results. I played this agenda a lot before it was redesigned, of course, and that was extremely strong. But even after the redesign, still pretty good. Baratheon has a lot of very cheap attachments that you can put in to get the agenda triggers. And here we go.
So Night's Watch has Gran and Maester Aemon on setup along with one of the vaults. And Baratheon has Imri, which is not necessarily the best character for setup. You want to have him as a surprise, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's Justin Macy, which I guess makes me think that it's not super hard on control, because Justin Macy is a more constructive type deck, right?
Yeah, I mean you need possibly some additional characters if you're going to have 75 cards, but you still wouldn't put him in unless his ability did something, I think, so there will be kings there. So we have at the gates and the main Night's Watch wins initiative decides to go second, and at the gates is going to search for Great Hall. Okay, so some bigs going to come in, probably.
So Justin Macy can stand a character after it gains renown, or it gains power, but he doesn't have renown by default, right? He only gets renown if you control another king character.
Yes, that's correct. So there should be Robert and a Stannis in that deck. The other king is Renly for Baratheon, but if you're going to play a mono Baratheon deck, probably the good Renly is not going to work, and the bad Renly, of course, doesn't work either. So.
Never work.
And he needs the faction card, which Valyrian Steel also does, of course. Okay, so we have 7 gold collected. That's not quite correct.
Sorry, had to go check on my dog. What happened? Ah, yeah, it's...
Well, Chroust is just reading Imri, and now we're going to deal with the extra gold, I think, that Evan has collected here. I think he's counted the Great Hall as 2 gold.
The reduction, yeah. Huh. Yeah,
not sure how much of the audio you can hear, but Hopefully you can hear some of the conversation between the players.
7 resources. There you go. All over the place here.
Well, there is enough gold to play out a big character if he has one.
Yeah.
And the underground vault turned on right from the start.
And he could have some attachments that are 0 cost to get some extra even if he really needs it.
Yeah, so some of the attachments in that package will be negative attachments as well, usually, which is kind of awkward against Night's Watch because they cannot take negative attachments, most of them, although Aloof does have some characters that can. And here is actually the 7 cost Melisandre. Rarely played.
So, yeah, we can recap what she does.
Yeah, so
So she has
after... Yeah, go ahead
Yeah,
if
go
you know it. Let's see you try.
she has insight. That's the one I thought first she might have renowned. She has insight, and I think after you win dominance, you can look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 card. Then you can put character into a dead pile if it's a character.
Yes, that's exactly what she does. So there could be some support for dominance if you're going to play her, because playing her and not winning dominance then is just kind of sad.
Although she has 6 strength and insight, which is also pretty good on its own.
Yeah. Okay, and now using King's Road and the Aloof reduction and the reducer to put in Jon Snow.
Pretty cheap Jon. And of course, if you now have negative attachments, Jon is a prime target.
There's a lot of stuff early on here.
Well, 5 gold still left. And he has Meister Aemon already in place, so doesn't really need to be afraid of a Morghulis against him here. And Gran, of course, works with Jon Snow. If Jon Snow stands as his ability allows him to, you can move 2 power from the opponent's faction card to him.
Yeah, but we can assume that's not gonna be relevant right now. Because there is no power yet and Baratheon can just pass. Probably not worth doing much first round.
Yeah, and here is where the advantage in power icons actually doesn't matter now for Baratheon. Can't really do power because it's just taken away.
Although I think, of course, the longer the game goes on, I think Night's Watch, Aloof or Reigns stuff can be hurt a lot by not having enough power icons, especially against Baratheon.
Yeah, Great Ranging doesn't have it. Corin, Halfhand, Bowen Marsh have it. Sam Tarly. And we have something in shadows.
I don't play this game enough.
And a Red Cook being played with 3 stewards. It's going to take Imri.
Yeah, so now you can't even realistically do a military challenge as Baratheon.
Yeah, so Imri comes back at the end of the round if he survives, so best not to kill him.
No challenges. No actions.
No actions. No actions for me.
Pass challenges.
Pass challenges. Okay.
So he kept 1 gold and none for Baratheon, so I guess Baratheon could still use negative attachments, 0 cost attachments with agenda.
Here we go, so pinch on Melisandre.
That's an action to bring it out.
And yeah, so he did that rather quickly. Of course, there's an action window after you bring
Yes.
pinch out of shadows, in case Evan can do something against it.
Claim.
I'm just gonna.
Now that he's declared no defenders, it's difficult to imagine what.
It's been by 5, isn't it?
Can't really reduce John's strength. Sweet Sleep would work, right, on Melisandre?
Yeah,
Looking
that
terrible
would
already.
be one.
So yeah, you win.
Yes.
But doesn't have it, so back she goes, and that's quite a tempo hit.
Yeah.
And claim.
And claim, of course, happens afterwards. It's a small one. So Advisor to the Crown is a 1-cost character. So I guess he's playing that combination of 7 costers and 1 costers for setups.
Yeah, that's my thing as well. There's an 3 icon that you can have as well.
Military. Towers.
And of course unopposed military leaves Sir Justin alone. Imri will be coming back at the end of the round though. You can do power, but it's useless.
Okay. So, ask. If I kill, I.
Yeah, so Red Cook blanks Imri,
No,
so you cannot kill him in this situation.
Yeah,
but
but we were discussing this and I think it's interesting.
action
I still
is blank.
don't have the definitive answer. If Imri would not be blank here, let's say Lord Stewart takes him, would he be able to trigger without actually sacrificing any of the locations?
Yeah, that's an interesting situation. I think it's actually inconclusive. So you'd need to have 1 location available, otherwise it cannot change the game state. Then definitely you cannot trigger him. But if you have 1, it then says kill Imri to choose an opponent. You may sacrifice any number of locations.
Yeah,
And the rules say under target that any number means you cannot choose 0, because then 0 doesn't change the game state. But actually, the way Imri is written, it's not actually choosing targets. He doesn't choose locations to sacrifice.
yeah, he
So-
chooses a target as an opponent, right?
Yeah, and then it just says sacrifice any number of locations, not choose and sacrifice. So that particular rules entry does not cover it, but I think it could be extended to just general decisions. I'm not sure. I'd have to consult with some other people too.
Yeah, and in the meantime, they both play Maiden, second Maiden for Night's Watch.
Yeah, so double Maiden. That, of course, gives you a really high initiative for the rest of the game, but also boosts reserve if you're going to play the 7 plotline. And I checked some decks that were posted from 2 years ago from Stahleck, and a lot of them played the 7 plotline. And it makes a difference here, of course, for Sam Tarley. He likes the reserve.
And then all the 7 plots get to 8 reserve, which is just enough for Sam, right? You want 10, but 8 is good.
Yeah, there's some other modifiers. You could get to 10 with a bit of luck, but yeah. And maybe since we saw Red Cook, that means there is maybe a slightly more stewards than usual. So the old stewards have the modifier. I don't know if it's worth including them. I guess not, but just a possibility if you're really going for the reserve team.
It even has reserve modifier and ranging.
Great ranging, of course, yeah. Yeah, just checking John, because John is about to ruin the game for Evan here if the pinch goes through again. Now, does he have a defense against it this time?
Difficult. Being
3 Marshal Melisandre instead of something cheaper, going more for quantity rather than one big body. You can see some of his hand, but there's a bit of a glow there, so you can't really tell what the cards are.
they're all no attachments. He's good attachments in him.
So it looks like a bit of a difficult situation. There is not that many intrigue icons in Baratheon that could defend against Jon.
Yeah, and definitely not
So
enough stealth.
yeah.
It's visited by shadows. Unfortunately, he sprinted strength 6, so that puts him on 5. He can still trigger it himself if he does a challenge alone.
Yeah, and even if it was down to 4, there's still other intrigues. And Baratheon stops marshalling with 3 gold left, so either bad hand or saving some money for tricks in challenges.
Yeah, I mean with 3 gold you can do a lot of stuff with Valyrian Steel. You could put a Strangler in, that should stop the win by 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Or even a hunting accident on Jon would be pretty nice.
Yeah, and that does have ambush 3, but you could put it in by 2 with Valyrian Steel anyway. Yeah, we were wondering before what the house on the playmat is with the red tree.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Can't tell. Maybe you can read it. So we're not watching the full high quality recording here. I can't quite read the text. It's an interesting playmat. So like, how many are there? So more than 20, something like 27, right? I could name half of them probably, but I'm not really an expert on the lore here. I'd be tempted if I was playing on this playmat to arrange my characters so that they fit exactly into the spaces. There is still Imri there, who can be used, but it's a bit sad with 3 locations. A bit desperate in the beginning to do that.
Yeah, there's already too many characters, right?
Yeah, you just leave Jon standing and he alone is enough to pinch Melisandre again. It's Tywin, so he will allow Jon to attack without kneeling now.
Yeah, and also something to consider with Imri, you can't really trigger him because you still have to defend military challenge then.
Yeah.
Because there's really no claim soak.
Yeah, at the moment looks like Imri is the claim soak.
Yeah.
Unless this deck somehow plays to Harris, which is so extremely unlikely. So Chroust decided to go second here. Wonder if he had Tywin in hand at the time. And that's a long clock coming in.
Yeah, so that negates the strength modifier from shadows and gives him renown.
How on earth are we going to get out of this?
And a card in shadows, which we can assume is pinch, right?
Yeah, has to be.
Now, does Baratheon just pass this again? That seems like...
No power icons. Small mercies. Small mercies.
Well, if Melisandre is getting pinched, then she may as well draw for
Yeah.
insight. The power challenge is weak, so she can do that at least.
You don't have any I don't have any power to steal yet. That will quickly change.
Although again, you're getting unopposed, it's just going to get taken by Gran.
Hey, you get unopposed and claim now, so Garen can take 2. Diven doesn't kneel, John doesn't kneel. It's not great.
Power challenge.
Okay, so an action after no defenders were declared, so here comes an attachment.
Warhammer.
It's a Warhammer.
She gives her intimidate at first.
Yeah, it doesn't solve all the problems, so she can kneel John,
Yeah.
which is nice, but
And then
still the intrigue presence there.
Diven, yeah. Diven and Aemon are in a
Center posts. Flame. Insight.
She draws for insight and she intimidates John.
which is pretty good because that's 2 renown that's gone now. Probably.
So you just
I think he could win both challenges.
so he's about
Yeah, he can do military probably, because Chroust now kind of needs to leave the character standing to achieve what he wants to achieve this round.
So military is unopposed?
Yeah, but he still has the claim soak and
well that was my
even
glorious
dupe,
challenges.
so
Yeah,
That's it? My challenges?
yeah.
Okay. So military stealth.
so he hits military with both of them, of course.
Reaction.
Yeah.
2 power.
Something about that.
Hmm.
There's some confusion with Gran's ability. So Gran says you choose another attacking character, and it gains takes 1 power
Has to be one of them.
and 2 if it's standing. So it should really go on Diven.
Yeah,
Not correct, but anyway.
yeah, and Gran is not standing, so if he was the target, he'd take 1.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Okay. No defenders.
And here comes the problematic pinch, but still an action window.
Sadly have to do
And looks like there is something coming.
she'll join the challenge.
Mm. Ars is the Fury, so that will add 6 strength. It's a little sad for him that it's not 1 more, or that Long Claw, oh, and actually not Long Claw, it's now Diven and Aemon right in the challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, she would draw an insight and stand. Now he loses a card. There.
It's Delena.
So he loses the Lena, which he says he could use for John, I think. But not really, right?
Yeah, the one guy that she cannot stop, because he has the bastard trait, of course. But she stops Sir Justin Massey's ability, so he does not want Delena in this game, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh. This is terrible either way. This is terrible either way.
So this is Melisandre's ability now being resolved, and it's taking
Yeah, and
Lord Commander,
That might be the wrong choice, but yeah.
not a character.
Yeah.
yeah, Lord Commander seems like a fair choice, right? You have characters that are safe because of Mr. Aemon, and I think that can really speed up the game for Nightwatch. You can't even do fake challenges, right? because they can gain power and defense as well.
Yeah, every time you gain one, and Diamond and John there, and now controlling initiative, they should win challenges. Of course, we don't know what the other cards in hand were.
So I can see there's supporting the Fate and Warrior in the in Night's Watch's blood deck. I think supporting the Fate would be good.
Yeah, it would have been good this round to stop
Yeah.
Harsis the Fury. Of course, then you need to bring the pinch out earlier, but that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's now not a problem because it's already in play. Not really sure what kind of plots Baratheon has.
Well, it's the Smith on both sides.
You've an initiative?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now what?
But not gonna do that much. That's basically just econ in terms of locations. But whoever gets to go first can decide if they each basically lose 2 gold or not.
Yeah, Chroust goes first. He has the non-kneeling now and the pinch there. So he has a choice to make in marshalling. Does he use the vault or does he kneel the Great Hall?
Yeah.
Yes, he can make the calculation exactly what he needs to marshal here. Then since they both have the Smith, there's no chance of either forgetting it here, I don't think.
He goes for the gold. And then kneels. This one immediately kneels Rose out as well, which could have waited for something else, but it looks like mostly just Deacon in this deck.
Yeah, so that's his last attachment. He could have waited for a Dragonstone Port or something, or a King's Road. That would have done more. I mean, can you use the Rose Road for something? I don't think so. Even as high as Honor ones cost high, 1 or higher. The Rose Road really doesn't do anything, whether it's standing on that. But if he's going to marshal other attachments, then I guess it doesn't matter. Comes the big thing. Actually, I think should do the big thing before you decide whether to use the Smith or not, and we just seen Dragonstone Port enter shadows here. He's removed it, he slipped it so that he remembers what was actually used to reduce the cost and what was nailed by the Smith. I think it's easy enough, but I think it's a bit of mind games here from Evan. So Evan talks a lot, right, during games. He complains a lot about how he is losing and doesn't have any solutions and game is over and stuff like that. And then he has the exact cards he needs, so I think I would quickly stop listening to him if I played against him.
Yeah, and now on Night's Watch side we have Jeremy Riker, which is a good card. Gives Divon as Gran a power icon now. Puts Mirko on Melisandre. So I guess he's not confident that he will pinch her this round.
Yeah, he has, what, 10 Strength Word of Intrigue with Stealth, so seems like he should.
Yeah, and you can always try again with power if you don't succeed with intrigue, but that's a bit more hard here.
But of course, if you are not going to successfully pinch her, then her ability is annoying.
Mhm.
It can ruin your game. Let's say there is a great ranging in there and it just gets put in the death pile. That's not fun.
Yeah, it seems like he had a pretty good hand based on Evan's reaction when he looked during the Lysandra trigger. He marshals Stannis. A big power icon but can't really defend pinch. Even if it was a big intrigue icon, it couldn't really defend pinch because there's stealth on everyone.
And the bodyguard on him. Well, the bodyguard is the only claim sock at the moment. If it wasn't
Yeah.
there, then something would die.
And uses agenda to gain 1 gold, right?
Bodyguard is,
Sorry?
bodyguard
Yeah.
is gold?
Yeah, and then I use my agenda to get a gold back.
Yes.
And I'm gonna pass there.
Okay.
So I'm wondering how the fact that it's being filmed right affects your performance. I would be pretty nervous at least. Much different knowing if your game is filmed online or actually having a camera there in person.
Yeah, I've never actually played on
And-
a
yeah.
table that was filmed. But I've had tables where the spectators gathered around. Yeah.
And can you see maybe pressure or something, but John shouldn't really kneel here, right? This is a military challenge.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you can't even voluntarily kneel him. He attacks standing. He stands him as a reaction, but now he's wasted its limit once, right?
form of cool spell lets you get away with it.
But I'm not sure, I didn't completely hear what they were talking about, so maybe he did remember and put
Possibly.
him as take back or
Yeah,
whatever.
this time he gets the grand power, and it's now 9-0 here.
And flames. Sorry.
That's the most
And
one-sided
bodyguard gets
this
yeah.
game gets, I think. 9-0. Now it's heading towards an interesting conclusion. Now, does he make an effort to pinch her? He's milked her, but
I think this is gonna
I don't see why you wouldn't
Matrix.
also get rid of her.
Intrigue spell
or
for 6 again.
Although milk would be possibly better left for something annoying, but also he's not playing with a huge hand. And
and
the cards he keeps can get discarded, and there's a little bird on Stannis. He was not stealthed, so he can defend.
yeah.
He can even win.
Defense.
Okay.
So really the perfect solution here.
Dive in. 7. 6. 7. No, 6. 6. 6.
Yeah, so he's at 6 because he has +1 -1.
So this one,
And he actually doesn't even win.
not interest for me.
Yeah, and here supporting the fate would really
Okay. No power.
be helpful, right? This really couldn't have happened. You had
So
little bird in from the beginning, you still could have started him. Went with both.
Yes.
Of course, it's a bit unexpected.
Yeah, there is only one, of course, in the deck. There could be also an appointed that gives an intrigue icon. That's the same cost and also can go on Stannis. And now, so he has power icons on Jeremy and on Dyven now. So Diamond still has stealth.
Yeah, so if he did attack power, he would force Baratheon to defend.
Yeah, otherwise it's pinch again, right?
Yeah. But it looks like passes, and now Baratheon initiates power.
They can defend instead.
Yeah. They have 7, right? She does not.
Yeah, and
Miguel speculated maybe didn't keep track of the fact that Diamond has power as well.
so this adds Melisandre to the challenge, which is going to
Which means it didn't matter anyway.
win for sure, but I don't know, he couldn't quite defend Intrigue either against Melisandre if Tywin and Aemon were left. Or does he want to lose power is the question, because he can take it back. Attacking into an empty faction card
Possibly.
doesn't...
Although Macy now has renown and will stand himself, like we see.
And yeah, so intimidate from the Warhammer. I don't think he took Stannis' card for winning power.
Yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't have either. Every time I play him, the Iron Throne reminds me, by the way, you also have a draw now.
Okay, and he uses Aemon to save from military claim. Doesn't even take his dupe, so he wants to keep that. Which means he doesn't oppose Intrigue, and Great Ranging is the final card, so I guess that was in hand when Evan checked and discarded Lord Commander. There was enough gold to play it, actually.
Yeah, so you had the Ranging and Riker. And he went for Lord Commander. I think that was a pretty good choice, all things considered. Of course, it could have been drawn later, right?
Yeah, I think this is the point where Evan comments on the round, right? He survived it, but it's not great.
Yeah.
More than survived it, so he
I
did
would
3
say
challenges,
pretty great round.
defended 2, conceded military. It was a wonderful round actually for him, and he has a full hand, plenty of econ. Question is of course what resets come in, and there is still the problem of Night Switch controlling initiative and having non-dealers with stealth.
Night Watch could now just go for Morghulis. You save John, and Gran and Aemon stay with their dupes.
Yeah, some renown goes away. Melisandre is not duped at this point, right? Yeah, so she dies. Everything dies basically.
No,
Get
everything dies.
the attachments back, maybe a bit of extra draw from the agenda. Better econ, of course, claim, but yeah. Of course, can't just play Morghulis on demand, has to put it in his deck before the tournament starts. I wonder if he did. So it's Wildfire Assault with only 3 characters in play for Baratheon. So Chroust has moved the plots out of sight here. We've deduced that he has revealed supporting the Fate here.
Yeah.
A little bit too late. And he's not going first this time, so now Baratheon of course has an Intimidate character there.
And this is a bit of a interesting situation. I think if he put power from Gran correctly on Dyvan when he did the challenge, I think he could have kept now Dyvan, Riker and John. To just have some.
Yeah, that's
Although Gran's ability is really strong.
yeah, maybe would have kept him anyway. Who knows? So it's a decent trio, but Baratheon's trio pretty good here as well.
Oh, this is getting
Yeah.
tricky.
And he is now top decking.
quite see the cards there. There's the Silisi. I recognize her in the Baratheon hand. The core one.
Yeah, that would have also been helpful to defend the pinch. Although, that surprise little bird was really the key one. So Stannis didn't get started, right? Plenty of recon.
Yeah. Another King's Road. And here comes Robert, second king.
Core Robert, I think.
One of his
And
bastards.
his bastard for free.
Grabs a dupe for Melisandre. And now it's a problem. Look at Sir Justin there. So Robert is a huge body with Intimidate.
Yeah.
I bet Chroust wishes Evan would have marshaled that Delena earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just one Sir Justin mess in the deck. Yeah, probably. I'm almost sure there's one. You would play 3. It's a crucial card here for the stand. Of course, Valyrian Steel, very likely that they play Lightbringer and or Seal of the Hand.
How many cards do you have?
And we saw some other stuff as well, so no Song So Sweet to add the character into challenge. Arcee the Fury. Also,
Yeah, so Arcee the Fury also stands characters at the end, right?
yes.
If they win. So yeah, maybe Delena doesn't have super great synergies.
Yeah, of course she can get one of those bastards of Robert, who could then
Yeah.
be marshaled for free and draws another card.
Oh, this is stressful.
Yeah, and maybe just reward having her against some Targaryen Queensguard nonsense.
Mr. Coleman. And
And that's pretty bad for Night's Watch now.
yeah,
By 3 gold, I think.
there's a Motley on Jon Snow, but the hand is empty. Yeah, supporting the
The
fate.
gold is wasted.
A little bit late here.
Oh, no cards?
No card.
Well, it stops, Silisi stops any surprises with the events and the agenda. I guess in theory you can bring in a 0 cost attachment with the agenda to gain 1 gold. That's not super unlikely, of course it's possible you can bring in a Sweet Sleep or something. Yeah, Robert. So first of all you can target the power challenge here for an easy first Intimidate, because that's not going to be heavily defended whatever you do.
And with Robert's ability, small guys are pointers to defend with. If you want to get to block unopposed, but otherwise
This is nice, but
Yes.
I'll put the useful one in the
he gains more power than.
These were on my... Were they?
Yeah, just moving the power back that fell off when they were checking the agenda. So you have Valyrian Steel now displayed instead of the whatever that art was.
Because we're not there. Okay. So let's try and do this. I have no idea.
Here we go. And he's so big that he could even start with military, Robert, but power is the most logical here.
5, 6, 7.
7. Okay, power challenge.
Yeah, and the best Night's Watch can do is 3, and even that adds 2 on Robert's strength.
Yeah, so he's trying to defend in a way that's not going to get Jon intimidated here, but yeah, you
Yeah,
just
doesn't
immediately
work
add
out.
+2 to him, so it's not actually going to work. If you leave it unopposed, it's 6 in the power challenge. That intimidates everyone though.
Oh, new main character. Add the other. Oh, sorry.
I think the thing to do here is to just oppose with 1, right?
Yeah. leaves it completely unopposed.
Yeah, the other extreme you could try is not oppose anything, and then you get 3 intimidates probably this round, and you have 2 standing characters, but I think Baratheon will have something left as well at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to use Stannis, I think. Stannis can easily defend now any challenge that Night's Watch initiates. Maybe you want to keep Coleman standing somehow to move something in dominance.
Yeah, so you could be tempted as Baratheon to intimidate the more dangerous characters and leave Coleman there, but I don't know what can he do. So what is in play? Milk. You could move Milk to Robert. That would do something, of course.
Yeah, and move. Can Coleman move Pinch?
I think so. Yeah, should be an item, right?
He try to put Pinch on Robert. Get him out.
Yeah, of course he probably will go first again next round with the stealth.
Well,
Could,
yeah, he has double maiden, so surely he could win initiative at some point.
now he's opposing a little bit because it's not really sustainable to just leave everything. Baratheon is now, he's already tied the score and he's going well ahead here, I think. It's a bad round.
Although my thinking is you either leave everything unopposed or defend everything, but the middle ground is not. No, everything's gonna be nerfed now.
Intrigue challenge.
Yeah, Melisandre just randomly has some intimidate as well here.
Although now no insight because she's blind.
Don't remember, but I think he's not drawing for Stannis. He's missing those triggers at least. But he gets the Valyrian Steel triggers, of course, which are more than enough.
Win. Intimidate. Your challenges. My dominance.
And dominance as well for Baratheon. Up to 11. And I think Baratheon wins next round with all the renown if nothing is done here in the plot phase. Okay, so he selected the warrior.
Yeah.
And okay,
Now
taking it
Morgulis
back.
is much worse.
Okay, so it is the warrior against another smith. Okay, he's going first, otherwise it's game over anyway, because the power icons are weak. And can he top deck something good?
Trigger.
Yeah.
You know what he could top deck? He could top deck the watch has need, named Steward,
2, 3.
grab 6 more stewards, then play a red cook on Robert.
Yeah. 6 more stewards.
Non-unique.
All cost 1, of course.
Of course. So that's Corin. It's another renown.
So Renown has an ability that can kill a non-unique character, but I think it's only Bastard of Robert here.
There was a reducer earlier and we saw an advisor to the crown. Everything else has been these huge bodies for Baratheon. Even got one pinched at one point and it came back, so a lot of economy to put all of this out. Okay, now Evan has to consider exactly how the round will go.
One card.
Yes.
Yeah, even though this very strong, Baratheon has very strong board now, but Night's Watch is still in in the range of winning, right? So you have Renown on John, can participate in 2 challenges, and with Stealth, there's a decent chance that wins 2. Then 2 for Grand's ability. It's already on 12, and Colin has Renown as well, which puts him at 13.
Yeah. Problem is, where is the
And-
rest coming from here?
Yeah. You will need to be able to win a power, right? It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like that happening.
Get some unopposed in the process. And
Yeah,
Bastard
but
of Nightsong comes in. Still there's 4 gold left, even after that. So does Chroust have any gold here? Because if you leave it like this, right, Selisi can just spread the intrigue icons around, and even starting past some will not really help you. Whereas if there was gold, you could potentially blank her.
Ooh, that's gonna be painful. Renown, steal. Oh, Renown. Oh.
Should have some anyway, because he's marshaled Corin, and there's 6 for the warrior, right?
yeah, I think that's not a card in Shadows, right? It's just in his hand.
Yeah. Could be a Nightmares. I mean, Nightmares on Robert would do something.
At this point, you may consider Nightmares on Stahleck.
Let's leave it at that with 4 gold, I think.
Yeah, but you see now, if he did have that Lord Commander, I think he could have won by now.
Okay.
Yeah, there would be, at least from the military challenges, that those are the ones that he can quite clearly win. He would have some more power for sure here. So, now what? So the military with John and Ivan is free. You're not sacrificing anything by just doing that.
Yeah, and if you put just Gran in, I think you should be able to win by starting the big ones.
Yeah, there's 9 strength without Robert and Stannis at the moment. And John and Ivan are 10, and Gran, of course, is another 2 or 3.
They could ambush serious training now from Alessandra.
Yeah, that could be in the deck. Use for attachment. Mostly Baratheon
Yeah,
has
but
some
Baratheon
military
has-
icons in the characters we've seen here. The big ones with the kings mostly will have military, but yeah, you could have a serious training in there. One card is in hand, but it's going for Motley at the first opportunity, so couldn't spend it 3 challenges, it seems.
Yeah, so it's looking like this is gonna be the last round regardless. Because it's close to time. So you
Yeah,
have to really think everything through.
These two?
He goes with just Gren and the non-kneelers, doesn't take Corin as well.
Is that done?
or does he?
Maybe he does, yeah.
Yes. This.
Okay.
It's a Rose Road going for Motley.
Could have put it in really, but
Yeah, I
you
mean,
have to play a mind game as well.
it's the last round, you want your opponent to think you still have a mystery card that can do something. And it is the last round, even if time didn't expire. Baratheon's getting to 15 if Knightswatch doesn't, so it's really, here is the chance, the one chance he has to get to 15 before
Yeah.
inevitably the renown and the power challenge will go through. Corin can kill one guy and then there's a 2-point Melisandre, they're not losing board state
Reaction.
from this military challenge really.
Reaction.
Power on the ground.
And now.
Not supposed to be there, but fair enough. Accepted that now.
Yeah.
And so military was unopposed. Yeah, he's now basically playing with perfect information. He's calculated that he can afford this.
And actually, I think they didn't even take claim from Baratheon's side.
Yeah.
Do for Melisandre should be gone, right?
Now can
Yeah, now
he get
without
tomorrow?
Silisi, he could actually win, right? With John's Renown and Intrigue Challenge.
Yeah, you could get an
Instead.
unopposed, but then Evan would have opposed military, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, needs to get 2 more power. One is from John's Renown. If he can win a challenge. Where's the other one coming from though?
Probably not from a power challenge. And he can't try to attack to near something because that really gives us renown for Baratheon.
Yeah. At this point, I don't think he's really thinking about Silisi's abilities. So he's checking these cards again, what they do. I see the Fury now, something sweet. It's possibly surprises. I think just with Silisi, if you start the 2 biggest ones,
What I expected.
then the next
Yeah.
2 are still, or whatever is left, is still strong enough to beat whatever is in the challenge for Knightswatch, I think, here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they have 10 both together.
Yeah, plus Meister Coleman, I guess, it would be 12. If you start Robert and Stannis. Yeah, that's not enough. So this is just gives intrigue to everyone else, and Justin stands from that as well.
So during power challenge,
You could really just try to oppose
Yeah.
yes,
with just one and still be fine. I think gets to 14 and then you go from there.
Yeah. Not easy to do that, right? Even with perfect information, there's always a little bit of panic.
It's scary, but I think he has empty hand. Don't think anything can happen.
Always be some kind of attachment there somewhere that you are not seeing on the board. Happens to me. Sometimes I don't see Daisy in play.
but you can
She has like 10 strength. Happens.
Sorry?
you can have another tool.
No, I can only have one of each attachment.
Yes, but you in hand.
No, but I can only have one of each attachment.
Checking the agenda. Yeah, there's not going to be another surprise little bird.
Little bird in the deck. Max
There's one in the deck
Yeah.
max. There could be a surprise appointment, but it's not needed due to Silesis ability.
When I defense, so
Off to Galtown, of course, is a possibility, but in Valyrian Steel you're not going to play events where attachments could be.
in arena,
Renown. Renown. Renown.
renown in power
Kind
challenge.
of it steals the power, so it's even better.
Yes, yes,
Just
yes.
thinking about passing here, so it's 39. Can he defend? He cannot, not even close.
In trade,
So
No, I don't
standing
think-
Robert, Buster Knight Song, Justin with Renown. It's 15
Okay, so that's
pretty quickly. So one big intrigue, hoping for Baratheon not to somehow stop the 15 power here.
I'll trigger her.
Here comes Silisi.
Give him a intrigue icon. And
Yeah, and now he alone has, I think,
intrigue icon.
what? There's 5 now.
4, 9.
That's 10 already, and another one news on Baratheon's side would be 11 on his own. So 16 on defense.
Yeah, good character that Silisi.
So 14 and 12.
Rarely used to such an effect where she gives the entire board an intrigue icon, but she actually does not have any limit. Works on any Baratheon character, even if she's cancelled, you can just do the same character again if there's gold, of course. And
Yeah.
here we go, couldn't get it, and there's no defense, of course. Silisi, well, Silisi won that round, but really Justin was pretty good as well in some of those events.
I thought I was going to lose.
Yeah, definitely had a lot of nice solutions, answers for everything.
Yeah, not the first time. The first time he got pinched, but after that he found everything, I guess.
Yeah,
Or maybe he had it and didn't have the gold. I don't know.
yeah, it was a very interesting game to watch. Some mistakes, but I think it's some of the pressure from being filmed. The kneeling John and stuff. And the grand confusion.
And you are, how do you pronounce this? Chroust? Chroust.
Yeah, so we didn't actually see
From your surname, Chris
Nightwatch
Daniels?
play any reset. I wonder what the reset was. Couldn't see from looking at the plots.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
What else did we decipher from the plots? I think there was an outwit, right?
Yeah, now it was there, but I guess he wasn't afraid of the Harrison, he wasn't afraid of Morgulis with that particular board state, and he just forgot
Yeah.
that wildfire is a thing. I guess, like everyone does in the last few years, since basically the course at times.
And I tried to reset the board to 3. You still have big guys.
Well, so that's the game. That's round 3 for you, and we'll be continuing with our journey from last year's Stahleck tournament with round 4, and hopefully you can join us again for that one.